Welcome and join us on our journey as we interview everyday people and ask them that very question of who am I?
Who am I? Who am I?
Who am I? My name is Kentico Forbes. I'm from Nassau, Bahamas, and I'm 29 years old. I'm a financial analyst at one of the resorts in the Bahamas. I'm also judo coach, former judo athlete, and numerous of things. Well, how I started as a financial analyst, what I do at the resort, I particularly focus on financial planning and budgeting and analysis. So how I did it, went to school, fell in love with finance, and just landed a job and doing well in it. For judo, it started off with my brother. My brother was doing it first, and he taught me a few things. And then when I went into college, I met my Sensei Raming, and since then I started training with him, worked the ranks of actually joining the national team, and then from there I just started to travel the world and compete and represent the Bahamas. I would definitely recommend judo to every person in the world because judo is more than just a combat sport. It teaches you humility. It teaches you self-confidence. It teaches you how to de-escalate situations, but also how to protect yourself in those situations. My biggest accomplishment to date would definitely be able to represent the Bahamas. I was able to travel all around the world and win medals and be a captain of the national team. Also, judo also helped me to gain an education because I was on scholarship for most of my years in college. My biggest regret, I would say, not being an Olympic champion, doing all that training, not focusing enough, or being equipped with the things that I needed to actually accomplish that goal, which was being a world champion or Olympic champion. My best advice would be to keep moving. A lot of times we get stagnant. I feel like we get stagnant and we just allow obstacles to take over our lives. And one of the main advice I would say my sensei gave me was to, no matter how rough it is, no matter how much it hurts, just keep moving because you don't know how things would change if you just keep moving. But you know that everything will stay the same if you stay still. Unpopular opinion. I, I have to think on that one. I feel that if a business does not take cards in 2025, they are money laundering. That's my unpopular opinion. But I definitely say buddy like every day. Even in professional settings, sometimes I let it slip, but buddy is definitely one of my favorite words. Ronnie Butler is one of my favorite Bahamian artists of all time. So anything Ronnie Butler is definitely one of my favorite songs. One of the driving factors of me joining Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated was my high school mentor. I went on a college trip with him to FMU, which he is an alumni of and also a member of Kappa Alpha Psi. And on that college trip, he took me to meet a lot of other fraternities, the Alphas, Qs, Sigmas, but the love that I got from Kappa was just enough for me to strive in that direction. And also him as well as a mentor pushed me to actually join in the fraternity. So even when I showed interest, him living in the States, he made it his duty to try and talk to the guys that were in Nassau to help me join the fraternity. So that was a driving factor of my mentor, Tyrone Hill. Kappa has helped me professionally and in my personal life is the our motto, achievement in every human endeavor. It gives me something to strive for, not only in my professional life, but also putting God first, striving towards achieving that. Being a good brother, being a good father, being a good son, being a good friend. I think all of that is something that we can achieve on. We should strive to achieve, and I think that helps me in professionally and my personal life because it gives me something to strive for. The laughs and the camaraderie I have with my line brothers, we fight, we like every family does. We fight, we joke, but I think it's just something that we can't separate from each other because of some of the memories and the bonds that we have together. We whenever someone calls us and say, "Hey, I need help," we're there. Even if we're mad at each other, we're there. And I think that's a type of friendship that every person should have, a relationship that every person should have, because we can't go through the world by ourselves. And I think it's good to have someone out there that can help you. And I have 9 other brothers that I can always count on and call for advice or just call for laughs, whatever. So I think that's a good memory for me. I don't think I would tell them because I didn't, I wasn't told to join Capital. I was shown examples of men on how they move. And I think I would lead by my example. If you want to join our fraternity, then I would hope that you look at me or any other brother that wears crimson and cream and try to strive at that, and then also see the way that we treat each other and be like, hey, I want to be a part of that. See how we are examples in our community, in our profession, in our professions, and be like, I want to be a part of that. I wouldn't try to convince you. I would want you to come to me or any other brother and say, how can I get a part of that? Because I think if you try to persuade someone, that you eventually they'll, if they didn't want it in the first place, then they'll just leave. So I think I'll just lead by example. I'm from the Romeo chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, home at the University of Bahamas. I'm just a chill guy, I'm very funny when I'm not trying to be, but I'm really just chill. I'm very trustworthy, and I try to be an example. That's all I am. Just try to live my life one day at a time. Misconceptions of fraternity, yes. I think the main the main misconceptions of fraternities and sororities, I would say that too, is that it's a cult. We don't believe in God or something, when all fraternities and sororities are built on Christian principles. And I think that's a big misconception. There's not a cult. We all believe in God. We all believe praise one God, and that's Jesus Christ. And I think that's a big misconception that people have because we don't share those things. But it's not a cult. Last time I reached out to him was, I would say, January, our last Founders Day. He currently lives in the States, but he was down here for our fraternity Founders Day dinner, and we had a nice talk because it was a long time I haven't seen him or his wife, and because they treated me like family. So yeah, that's the last time I had a conversation with him. Like, this is kind of weird. Hey, Mr. Hill. This is Kentico, and I just came across your number again, and I just wanted to let you know that I am still appreciative of everything you've done for me, especially bringing me into the fraternity and shaping my life on a great path. From high school to college, you've always been that mentor that I strive to become one day. So thank you again, and I hope when you get this message, you could hit me back. All right. My final thoughts. I think my final thoughts of the interview was great. But again, I'm definitely serious of any business that don't take credit card in 2025, you are money laundering and the police need to crack down on you. You can find me on Instagram, Kentico_Forbes. What I got going on, like I said, I am totally into judo. So right now I'm trying to form a judo club with one of my other senseis, or the coach, Sensei Hernandez. And soon we'll be out there starting a judo club for kids 3 and up. So yeah.
If you like what you saw, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and join us on our journey as we create more content on our way to getting our first play button.